Hey guys, and welcome back to the Peteytown Piranhas, a college football 26 team builder dynasty. In this episode, we're going to be finishing our regular season with games against Iowa State, Tulane, and Temple. Of course, Iowa State is not a conference game, but we're going to be just looking ahead a little bit as we're going to be concluding our season this episode, looking at the conference standings in the American. We got Temple right on our tail, so that's going to be an important matchup, and they're at 4-1 right now. And we got a bunch of other teams just below them, but that's the main competitor for it right now, with Florida Atlantic right behind them. Now it's time to step into our non-conference game against Iowa State with their 5-3 record and 82 overall. And this game is interesting because it's more of like a future-looking game, because if we can manage to win the American Conference this season, or whenever we manage to do it, our next trajectory would take us to the Big 12 Conference. So this could be a little preview of what's to come in our future. The defense got a 3-and-out on the first possession. Our offense is here on a third down themselves, and we are going to toss it over the middle for Alex Payne, and he's going to get plenty for the first down. From the eye, it's a little play action for Peteytown, but he is going to get taken down by Iowa State, and they are going to push us behind the sticks. After the sack and an incompletion, it's 3rd down and 17 for the Piranhas. Peteytown is going to drop back. They're going to bring a little pressure. We're going to throw it over the middle of the field, and it's dropped in the bucket to Alex Payne. Nice throw from Peteytown. Inside their red zone now on 2nd down. Peteytown is going to drop back, some pressure. He's going to step up and run, and he is going to get the first down and stay on his feet a little bit, but his forward progress is going to get us the first down. Here's a handoff, and it's going to be almost a touchdown for our man, Greg Hayes. Another handoff up the middle for Evan Uzama, and he's going to fight his way through a defender to get into the end zone, and the Piranhas are going to go on top. After our touchdown drive, both offenses can't really do anything, so Iowa State's out here with another chance. They're going to start with a run, and Byron Leon meets him in the backfield. After that loss on 1st down, it's 3rd down and 12 for Iowa State. We are not bringing any blitzes, but we're going to get in there with our 4-man rush anyway, as Jake Arkin and Charles Hardy finish him off, and they're going to be forced to punt the ball away. Peteytown's looking, and he's got Connor Hodge on the slant. That was one of his hardest throws of the day so far. We start the second quarter on their side of the 50 with a fresh set of downs. Peteytown's looking, and he's going to find Connor Hodge on the slant, and Connor's going to take it some extra yards to get ourselves to the 26-yard line. 3rd and 1 for the Piranhas here, and it's going to be an RPO out to Alex Payne, and he's going to get just enough for the first down. Peteytown was looking, and he's going to find Manu Ochi out of the backfield, and he gets us 8. 3rd and 2 here for the Piranhas. Peteytown is going to take it and fire it out nicely, and Sharon White Jr. has got an easy path into the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 14-0. The defense is working with a 2-score cushion now, and they're threatening to get off the field again on 3rd down and 7 for Iowa State. They're pointing out some checks, and they are going to face a blitz from us, and they're going to get it out quickly for the first down. Quarterback's dropping back, but the pressure is in on him before he can do anything with it, as Jordan Crawford and Charles Hardy are going to bring him down. 3rd and 17 for the Cyclones. They're going to do a little pump fake, and that's going to take too much time as we force out the fumble. We can't recover it, but Byron Leon gets a forced fumble on the sack, and we're going to force him off the field again. Here's an RPO bubble, and it lines up nicely for us as Sharon White Jr. makes another catch for the first down. Peteytown is going to find Alex Payne off the trail play for a first down. 3rd down and 1 facing the Piranhas now. Peteytown is going to drop back to pass. He's going to scramble a little bit, and instead of taking it, he's going to fire it to Connor Hodge, who makes the nice catch for the first down. Peteytown is going to fire to Connor Hodge, and he's got a lot of space to work with. He gets it almost to the 5-yard line, but we're just inching closer now to another score. Bunch to the left that includes Alex Payne in this formation. And Pito is going to face some pressure, but fire it, and nicely to Sharon White Jr. for another touchdown. And the Peteytown Piranhas are really feeling themselves now as they're up 3 scores on the Iowa State Cyclones. Pass for Iowa State, and he fits it into a crowd there as guys were crisscrossing on their way to covering people, and they get the first down. Some pressure, almost gets in there, but he dumps it off to his halfback for the first down. Nice keep by their quarterback, and he's going to find their receiver waiting there to move the sticks. 3rd down and 10 here for the Cyclones. They're looking for something to work, and he's running away, but we're going to bring him down. Not a sack, but we're able to keep him down before he could do any damage with it. They're out here now for a 51-yard field goal attempt. Their kicker is going to put it up, and it is good. So Iowa State is going to get on the board here before the end of the half, but they still got a three-score deficit to face down as it's 21-3. See if the Piranhas can do anything with 2 timeouts and 25 seconds left. Pito is going to try a deep ball. That's probably not a good idea, and it is not a good idea as their safety is going to drift back there to grab the interception. They're going to bring it back near midfield, and they are going to threaten to put some more points on the board now. 1 timeout, 16 seconds, and on the 49-yard line are the Iowa State Cyclones. They are going to toss it over the middle, but it's going to be an interception for us, and we're going to take away that opportunity as Jordan Robinson just steps in front of the receiver, and he's going to nab it to save us from having to give up any more points to them before the end of the half. Just a very clutch play. 2 plays in a row there has been interceptions to close this first half. Pito is going to find Sharon White Jr. for the first down. 6 seconds and 1 timeout left. Let's see what the Piranhas try to do. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Evan Uzama. He's going to get some yards and maybe put us closer to hopefully trying something. We're going to try the field goal attempt here from 56 yards out. Very tough ask from Manuel Amador here. He's going to put it up, and it's got the leg, and it is no good. So can't really blame him there. Tough kick to try and make, but we will take the 3-score lead at halftime. To start the second half, Iowa State got us off the field on a 3-and-out, so they're taking over here on offense with a running play, and their man manages to get 5 yards. Here's a double fake on the play action. They're going to toss it over the middle, and we couldn't turn around in time to get it as they're going to get the first down. 3rd and 6 for the Iowa State Cyclones from the 45-yard line. They're going to go with the throw, and Byron Leon is going to get in there, and Charles Hardy joins in on the fun for the sack as our pass rush has been very good and just coming out in spots when we need them to force Iowa State off the field. After that defensive stop, we're here on 3rd down and 3 for the Piranhas, and we are going to go with the pass, and it's going to be a nice corner route there for Alex Payne, and we're going to get the first down. 3rd and 5 for the Piranhas to deal with now. Pita is going to take it. He's going to drop back. The pressure's coming in as they got around our right tackle, and they're going to get us off the field with a sack. Their running back is going to find the lane as he maneuvers through some traffic, and he's going to get it near midfield. Sending their man in motion. They're going to fake it to him, and George Emanuel has enough time after those fakes to get in for the sack. Just uses speed on that one to close it on their quarterback, and he had no chance at all. Over the middle for Iowa State. They're going to get that yardage back and get it to 3rd and 6. On our side of the 50, it's 3rd down and 6 now for Iowa State. They're dropping back, only sending 4 of the Piranhas. They're going to find their man who comes back to the ball, and he's going to get just enough to move the sticks. And their man hits a nice curl route in front of our defenders to give himself the space he needs. The running back has the lane he needs, and he's juking his way for the first down. Speed option. They're going to get the pitch out to their man. He's sprinting towards the end zone, and we're going to force him down just before he can get in. From the 1-yard line, it's 1st and goal. They're going to go with a read option, and that was the wrong decision he made as he's going to get tackled. We really had it blown up either way they tried to go. From 1st down on the 1, it's now 3rd down and goal from about the 3-yard line. They are going to go with an RPO, and their man is going to get knocked down before he can get in. Just beautiful coverage by the Piranhas. They're going to go for the field goal to try to make it a 2-possession game. The kick is up, and he's got the angle to put it through, and Iowa State is going to make it a 21-6 game now. Peteytown is going to come out firing, but no, he's not, as they're not going to let him get the pass off as they get in there for the sack. After the sack on 1st down, the Piranhas are looking at 3rd down and 11 from the 20-yard line. Their crowd is going crazy here. Peteytown is going to step up in the pocket, get hit as he throws, and it's a forced throw as their man gets the interception and brings it back inside of our 30-yard line. So just ill-advised throw from our quarterback trying to make a play, and their defender read it like a book, and now Iowa State is really set up to come back into this game. Here's Iowa State set up now after that interception. It's a slow developing play, and Charles Hardy takes advantage of it for a TFL. Their quarterback is throwing over the middle, and he fits it in between 3 defenders for the 1st down. Inside our red zone now, the Cyclones are really feeling that momentum surge. They are going to go with a pass as we're going to bring in pressure, and the pressure gets home. Anthony Kaufman forces a fumble. They pick it up, but we knock him back even further. What a great play by Anthony Kaufman, just sprinting in there like a heat-seeking missile, and we're going to put him on 2nd and very long. After the 1st down sack, it's 3rd and 21 here for the Cyclones. Desperation time now as they need to put something on the board here, and we are going to make that very difficult as we combine for a sack again. Byron Leon and Charles Hardy have had their names called so much today as they've been so active in the pass rush, and Iowa State has been forced on a 4th and very, very long. So with that, Iowa State's got to settle for a field goal for 50 yards. They're going to put it up, and it's off the upright as they're going to miss it. So after all of that and a beautiful defensive stand, our defense is going to get off the field, and Iowa State's got nothing to show for it as we're going to maintain our 2-touchdown lead. And it's going to be a little RPO, and Marcus Harris makes an appearance on the slant for the 1st down. Peteytown is dropping back, and our guy wasn't really ready for it, but Sharon White Jr. makes the catch he needs. 3rd and 3 for the Piranhas here in an important situation, and it's going to be Greg Hayes just bursting through the hole for the 1st down. Peteytown is going to drop back, move around a little bit, and he's finding Sharon White Jr., who's sprinting towards the end zone, and he's got knocked down just before he can get in again. From empty formation, Peteytown is going to take it and try to get in himself, and he's going to do that easily. And the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 28-6 over the Iowa State Cyclones. And we are going to get another sack here on 3rd down as Byron Leon gets in there yet again. 4th down and 14. Iowa State's going to try one last desperation heave on a deep ball, and it is going to be incomplete. And that'll do it for this game as the Peteytown Piranhas got it well in hand with under 3 minutes left to go. So the Peteytown Piranhas walk out of here with a 28-6 victory over Iowa State. The story of the game really being the pass rush for us on defense and just holding them down really well. And on offense, we had some good moments and some not so great moments with the turnovers, but we will take the 22-point victory and move on. Solid stats against Iowa State as we had 332 yards to their 194. We only managed 39 rushing yards, but 2 touchdowns, while they had -7 rushing yards. We had 293 passing yards to their 201, while we were 8 of 14 on 3rd down, and they could only muster 3 of 12 on 3rd down. Obviously, the biggest negative for us was the 3 turnovers from Peteytown, but we also managed to get a turnover on them, but don't like to see a negative turnover differential. Peteytown had 293 yards and 2 touchdowns to go with those 3 interceptions. The last interception happened on the last drive. It was just off camera, but just threw it straight at a guy in the end zone that he didn't see, so don't like to see that from our guy. And he was also sacked 3 times. Rushing-wise, Evan Uzama was 8 for 37 and 1 touchdown. Big day for Sharon White Jr. as he had 10 catches, 83 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while Alex Payne really helped us out a bunch with 11 catches and 82 yards. And Connor Hodge was the slant merchant with 7 catches and 71 yards. Jordan Robinson was active all over the field with 13 tackles. Byron Leon was a menace out there with 3 sacks, while Charles Hardy was helping him clean up sacks, and he got credited with 2. Then Anthony Kaufman and George Emanuel each had 1. Then you got half a sack for Jordan Crawford and Jake Arkin. And then we love answering an interception from us with an interception of our own by Jordan Robinson near the end of that first half. And finally, Manuel Amador missed his only field goal attempt of the game. So, big week coming up this week as far as on the field with the conference standings and also with visits for recruits. We got Carlos Sexton, this athlete thumper, on a visit, and he's well in first place, so we're feeling good about him. But he's also going to be paired up with Donald Swope, a gem defensive tackle, and it's not looking as good for him, so we're just going to hope that this visit can go well with them being on it together. And things are also looking good for the gem wide receiver Dwayne Mentor and our other gem receiver Nick Rabe. If we don't get Donald Swope, Danny Gage is a nice backup option as he's almost there to commit to us, should be committing to us next week. A couple of other guys that I've added to the board are gem cornerbacks Lonnie Fuller and Bernard Otis, and you can see Bernard sneaking up into second place while Lonnie is in full first place for us. And finally at the bottom here, I just added on a gem 4-star receiver with Marquez Self. Now it's time to take on the 4-5 Tulane Green Wave with their 74 overall, and we're looking for some home cooking here as we continue our fight towards the end of the season to get ourselves into the American Conference Championship.
The offense on schedule, that's really important for this
a little RPO out that we get around their defense on, and we're going to get a nice chunk play. A couple of runs only get us 4 yards, and we're on a 3rd down and 6 here. Peteytown's in an empty backfield. He's going to take the snap. They're going to bring some pressure, and our man fires it into the open space, and we're going to get the 1st down with Alex Payne. Peteytown's going to get pressure right up the middle. He just had no chance on that one as we got dominated on the interior of our line. Sack makes it 3rd and 14 for the Piranhas. We got a bunch to the right and shotgun, sending our man Alex Payne in motion as he runs out of bounds. And we are going to look, and we are going to fire a deep ball, and we got a man open, and Connor Hodge is going to make the catch in the back of the end zone. Just a beautifully placed ball by Peteytown, and Connor Hodge just beat their man and got to the back of the end zone to make the touchdown catch. Play action on the first play for Tulane. We're going to throw it over the middle and get a solid 9 yards. And they're going to do an RPO screen, and it's going to get them the space they need for the 1st down. Over the middle, they got another 9-yard gain to start off a new set of downs. They're going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be caught in traffic, and they're going to move the sticks again. So after 2 first downs, they're on a 3rd down and 10 here. And they're going to go with the pass. We just send 4, and that's all we're going to need as we're going to get the sack. And Byron Leon and Charles Hardy bring them in for the sack. Peteytown's going to take it and fire for Alex Payne, and he's just streaking down the field and getting it near midfield. Little play action off the motion here. Peteytown's throwing it deep, and he's going to get our man Evan Uzama, who has to leap up to make the grab, and he's going to get us just outside their red zone. Peteytown is dropping back and just dumping it off to Manu Ochi, and he's going to get us all the way down to the 2-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Piranhas here. We are going to go with an RPO, and it's going to be open, and it's going to be a flag, and we are going to have a flag committed on that, so it's going to wipe out the touchdown catch. Tough break for the Piranhas as we're pushed back, and we're going to try a bubble screen out there. He makes the cut, and he's going to fight his way into the end zone. What a great effort there by Sharon White Jr. to get us into the end zone, and the Piranhas are going to go up 14-0. Starting the second quarter, Tulane's on a 3rd down and 6. They're going to drop back with only 4 rushing him, and he's going to launch a deep ball, and it is caught by their receiver. I thought that was going to be deflected for sure, but their receiver showed great concentration to bring that ball in. After that amazing catch by their receiver, they're on a 3rd down and 16, going with a speed option. They pitch it out to their man, and he is running away from us and getting into the end zone, so that was a gutsy call by Tulane. Thought we might have had him on the edge, but he makes the pitch, and there was nobody in sight for him, and he runs it all the way in for the touchdown, and the Green Wave are going to cut it to a touchdown deficit. 2nd and 3 now for the Piranhas, empty formation. Pito is looking, and he's going to find, he breaks off the play. That's Connor Hodge just showing his physicality. Pito is looking, and he's going to find Alex Payne out of the trail play for the 1st down. Pito looking, he's going to step up into the pocket, and they're going to undercut that pass and pick it off, and their man is going to return it a little bit, but just trying to throw it into some traffic there, and Tulane was just all over that one. And that is a necklace that I could never pull off. Our defense has our quarterbacks back as they force Tulane off the field on a 3-and-out. So the offense comes back out, and Pito's got a guy in his face, and he's driving him backwards for the sack. After the sack, it's 3rd down and 17 for the Piranhas. Pito's going to drop back. He's going to fire a deep ball, and it is in double coverage, and it will not go complete. After Tulane stopped us cold, our defense did the same to them, so our offense is back out here on a 3rd down. Pita is dropping back, some pressure being applied, and it is intercepted. I couldn't quite see what happened over there. I don't know if their guy just made a great play or if there was a tip involved in there. We'll look at the replay, but it's going to be another interception for Pita. So he fires it, and their man just made a great play. No tip involved at all, just caught it cleanly. Their defense set them up nicely to try to get some points on the board, but it's 3rd down and 9 now for the Tulane Green Wave. And they're going to drop back to throw, and we get pressure in their face, and it's going to be caught off the tip. It's going to be intercepted, and we are going to return it a little bit, so our defense just steps up again when we need them to, and that is George Emanuel making the pick off of that tip. Both quarterbacks just reeling in this game right now, but we are going to take back over on offense, and Pita just has nowhere to go with that ball as about 3 guys combined in on him. Here comes Pito facing more pressure. He's going to fumble, and Tulane is going to scoop it up, and they are going to bring it back for a scoop and score. So after all that back and forth with these defenses, with turnovers and stops and everything, just that one mistake is going to finally lead to a score for Tulane, and it's going to tie up the ball game. Tulane forced us off the field on a 3-and-out after the scoop and score, so they got an opportunity here, and they're starting with a throw over the middle. That opportunity is going to come with no timeouts remaining now as they're on 2nd down. They're going to drop back, see what they can find, and they're going to get hit, but also get it out to their man who gets out of bounds. 3rd and 10 for Tulane now, 14 seconds left in this first half. They're going to drop back, and they are going to get sacked, so that'll probably just end the half there, as Charles Hardy is going to shut the door on any opportunity they might have to score. Our defense opens up the second half with a 3-and-out, but I'm going to be watching Pita because he's kind of on thin ice at the moment as he airmails a pass there. 3rd down and 7 for the Piranhas. Pita's dropping back, and he's going to fire over the middle, and it's going to be caught on a contested catch by Alex Payne. Pito is dropping back. He's got the protection he needs, and it's going to be a nice toss and nice athleticism there for Marcus Harris to bring it in. Pito looking, and he's going to fire in the open spot in the defense for Marcus Harris. So good looking drive for the Piranhas, but they're facing a 3rd down and 7. Pito is going to drop back and fire, and it is going to be incomplete, just couldn't hold on to it. Here's about a 40-yard field goal attempt for Manuel Amador. He's going to put it up, and he is going to put it through, so the Piranhas are going to take the field goal lead here, and Pito is going to live to see another drive. Following our field goal, our defense gets Tulane off the field, so we're back out here, and Pito is looking and finding Alex Payne on the trail for the 1st down. And off the RPO, Connor Hodge is going to make the catch to move the sticks. A couple Evan Uzama runs don't net much, so it's 3rd down and 8 for the Piranhas. Pito is going to take it, bringing in some pressure. He's going to fire it out, and he's got an open man. It's Alex Payne, and he's getting us near the end zone there. Just a great play by the Piranhas. Nice execution, and Pito read it correctly. From the 3-yard line now, the Piranhas are looking to take a 2-score lead, and Pito is going to do just that, delivering it over their defender's head as Alex Payne is our playmaker on that drive, and he puts it into the end zone, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 24-14. Quarterback fires it quickly, and he fits it right by our defender. Just a great throw there. Tulane is setting up for a 3rd down and 5 as the 3rd quarter is winding down. We're going to bring some pressure, and they find the 8 vacant space with that pressure, and they're going to get it into our territory. Tulane is on our side of the 50 here, but they're also on a 3rd down and 10. So let's see what they can do here. They're going to go with the pass. Pressure closed in, but it wasn't early enough, and they're going to get the 1st down. Up the middle, there's a wide open gap off the draw play, and we finally bring them down thanks to Peter Eris. Their quarterback is going to run it up the middle, and they're going to get around our man, and he was standing there being a spy, but their quarterback just ran right around him, and Tulane is going to put it into the end zone. Some pressure now on the Piranhas to do something here, and it's going to start off pretty nicely with a throw over the middle for 7 yards. Pito is going to throw the bubble, and it's going to work out nicely for us. Off play action, Pito is going to throw it, and he's got a wide open man, but he's going to fumble. We're definitely going to challenge that, and they're going to scoop it up, and they are bringing it back deep into our territory, and we're definitely going to challenge that because we're going to see if he was on the ground, because that's a huge play in this game, and I can't just let it go without at least looking at it. So here comes the challenge. That's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if he ever touched the ground. It's going to be up to some computer animations on that one, but I don't really know what they're going to rule there. Thankfully, the refs rule in favor of us, and we're going to get a big gain out of that, despite some really nervous moments there with the fumble. But Peteytown Piranhas are going to take advantage of that call with Evan Uzama, and Evan Uzama is breaking free off of that beautiful stiff arm, and the Peteytown Piranhas are getting into the end zone. So after that scare on the fumble, the Peteytown Piranhas just strike right back, and Evan Uzama puts us up 2 scores once again. Just a great individual effort from him there. Just 2 guys closing in, but he just stiff arms one guy into the other, and Evan Uzama is a hero in this one after that play. Tulane out here trying to take some momentum back after that score, but we are going to squash that with a sack from Jake Arkin. Right, great job by him putting them behind the sticks. 3rd down and 12 here for the Green Wave. Big moment in the game for them, trying to claw their way back into this. They're going to drop back and fire it, and their man is going to have just enough for the 1st down. Just a great route and great athleticism to get himself there. After that 3rd down conversion, it's another 3rd down for the Tulane Green Wave. It's 3rd and 7. They're going to go, and we're going to bring 4, and their man is open in the middle of the field and has to jump up for it, but he brings it down. Off the read option, it's not going anywhere as Jordan Crawford blows it up. Tulane is moving backwards on this set of downs, and it's 3rd down and 17. They're going to face 4-man pressure, and their man is open in the seam, and we can't get there in time, and Peter Eris has to save us with a tackle. Hurrying to the line now, Tulane is trying to get us off guard with some hurry-up, and they are going to go for another pass, and it's going to be a sack, so the hurry-up doesn't distract us as Charles Hardy brings them down, and they got to hurry it up again as all their receivers have to come back after running their deep routes, and their quarterback is throwing it over the middle, and he's open in the middle of the zones to make it a more manageable third down. Third down, 3 minutes left in this game now. Tulane needs to convert this. 4-man pressure again. They're going to throw it to the outside, and he's going to be just short of the first down marker. And they're going to take their field goal here with them being down 10. So it's going to be a 35-yard kick. They're going to put it up, and it is off the uprights and no good. So Tulane makes the smart decision, just trying to cut it to a touchdown deficit, but it ends up backfiring on them, and that's got to be heartbreaking for them, but really uplifting for us. Handoff for Evan Uzama, and he is just bouncing off a tackle, and looks like he's got the first down yardage. Here on 2nd down and 3, but more importantly, Tulane has wasted all of their timeouts now with just over 2.5 minutes left. We're going to go with an RPO, and it's going to work out for us as Marcus Harris is going to make the big catch off the RPO, and just that should really help us seal this one up. Not technically over yet mathematically with the clock, but we're hurrying up for some reason. I don't know why, but looks like we're going to let the clock wind down here now. Out here in the best formation in football with the QB kneel. And the timing didn't quite work out to run out the clock on a QB kneel, so we're just going to kick a field goal because vibes, I guess. And Manuel Amador is going to put it through, make that deficit a little bit bigger, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to have a 34-21 victory here. And so the Peteytown Piranhas have a nerve-wracking game here against Tulane, as it was a lot closer than I was expecting it to be, thanks to some turnovers. But in that second half, the Piranhas really turned it on and really separated from the Tulane Green Wave. And just glad that we were able to do that and execute down the stretch. And against some adversity, I'm glad that our guys really showed up. So here's how the stats looked against Tulane. We had 414 yards to their 307, while we got 56 yards rushing and a touchdown, and they got 32 yards and 2 touchdowns. Through the air, we outpaced them with 358 yards to their 275, while they were actually pretty good on third down with 8 of 16, and we were 4 of 9. And unfortunately, another game where we had more turnovers than the other team, but we still got the W, so I'd rather be on the W side of that, but maybe in the future with less turnovers. I will say for Pito Pita, I kind of had it in my mind, like if he had messed up again or had another turnover, that I was going to turn to David Alote, but he really responded after I brought it up and just led us very well in that second half, so proud of him for picking himself up. He had 358 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, and he was sacked 4 times. Evan Uzama, the numbers aren't going to scream out at you, but we had 7 carries, 55 yards, and that absolutely massive touchdown after that almost fumble call, so just really picking up the team after that. Alex Payne was big for us today with 7 catches, 109 yards, and 1 touchdown, while Connor Hodge got 8 for 76 and a touchdown. Sharon White Jr. had 6 for 66 and 1 touchdown. And Marcus Harris got in on the action with 5 catches and 61 yards. George Emanuel was the guy all over the field in this one with 12 tackles, and he also got that interception off the tip pass. And then in the backfield, Charles Hardy was the big guy with 2.5 sacks, while Jake Arkin got a sack, and Byron Leon got half a sack. And Manuel Amador hit both of his field goals today with a long of 53. And here is the commitment from 3-star defensive tackle Danny Gage. For his all-around game, George Emanuel was named American Defensive Player of the Week. So for recruiting, Carlos Sexton is almost committed to us, and we're hoping that he commits to us here on our bye week, because in the following week Nebraska has a visit for him, so we'd just like to get him in the building before they have a chance. For Dwayne Mentor, we're able to find out his hard sell, so we got him on that, and he's got a big lead, so I think that'll just help with that. As for Nick Rabe, after double soft selling him, we found out his hard sell and ended up being the better of the two, so love that for us. Unfortunately for Donald Swope, we were able to get the boost from the visit, but it wasn't enough to put us over USC or UCLA, so probably just going to have to bow out of this one. For gem cornerback Lonnie Fuller, he's still in a top spot for us in recruiting, and we also are doing the double soft sell for him. For Joey Meeks, we ended up jumping up to number 3 on him, so this is probably going to be a battle that goes into the off season, so we'll see what we can do there. But he's got 86 throw power, 81 short accuracy, 78 medium, and 77 deep accuracy, so if that gem gives us any good dev trait, we should be able to build him up into something that's pretty good. And for Marquez Self, we're jumping up to number 2 right under Duke. And looking at what he brings to the table, he's got 88 speed and 88 acceleration, but being a route artist, he's got really good stats for his route running, so that's really what we're looking for with him. After the bye week, Carlos Sexton is just literal millimeters away from committing to us, so hopefully Nebraska doesn't blow their opponent out by like 50 points or something, so we can bring him into the building. And Dwayne Mentor is on his way to committing to us, thankfully, if Ohio State isn't going to join the party. For Nick Rabe and clear first place, we're just going to make extra sure, as we're going to combine that hard sell with his soft sell here just to try to get an extra boost. As for Lonnie Fuller, he's also in first place, and we are going to go with his hard sell that we found, so hopefully that just keeps us in first place. Bernard Otis is in second place right now, but we were able to find his hard sell, so maybe we can overtake UCLA for him despite that 5-tier pipeline. And Joey Meeks is up to first place for us now, so we're liking that. And we have jumped over Duke for Marquez Self, so looking like we're feeling pretty good about our recruits right now. And just taking another peek at the conference standings before we step on the field against Temple. They're still right below us at 6-1 in the conference, but right below them is North Texas, so I don't really know how those tiebreakers would work out if we ended up winning, but first we gotta take care of business on the field to make that even remotely a possibility of happening. And now it is time to step on the field against Temple, and they're 69 overall. Nice, but hopefully it's not nice on the field for them as we look to take them down. Defense starts the game with a nice stop, and our offense is taking over here. Going to send a man in motion, and we are going to hit Connor Hodge over the middle, and he shows some nice moves to get 9 yards. Got some slants going, and Peteytown's going to fire it and find Connor Hodge again, and this time it's for a first down. 3rd and 1 for the Piranhas, empty formation. They're really loading up the box here, and we are going to throw against it, and we are going to get an incompletion. Just couldn't manage to hold that one. After our offense couldn't do much after driving a little bit, Temple is on a 3rd down and 6. They are looking for anything, and their man is going to have just enough for the first down. 3rd and 2 for Temple. They're going to go with a read option, and we are going to absolutely blow it up in the backfield. Offense is moving backwards on the first 2 plays, and it's 3rd down and 13. We're going to bring in some pressure. Peto is going to step up in the face of it and deliver a strike to Marcus Harris for the first down. Manu Ochi getting the handoff, and he's got a nice room to run, and he's going to get the first down. Peto is looking, and he's going to find Alex Payne, who came in on a little angle route, and he's going to get us inside their red zone. And we're going to do a pop pass, and it's going to be Alex Payne in the end zone as Peta delivers it over their linebackers right into the waiting arms of Alex Payne, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 7-0. Defense stops Temple in their tracks, so our offense is back out here. We're going to bring some pressure on first down. We pick it up nicely, and we're going to reach for it, but it's just going to be a 9-yard gain for Connor. There's a run for Manu Ochi, and he slips through the crack in the offensive line. Bring some pressure here. Pito is going to deliver as he gets hit, and Marcus Harris is running around them, and he is going to break free and score. Marcus Harris with an absolutely scintillating touchdown reception. He caught it over the middle of the field and then did a turnaround and just ran to the corner of the end zone, and we are going to go up 14-0. 3rd down and 5. Temple in danger of getting kicked off the field again. They're going to go with a deep ball, and it is going to be caught, intercepted by Drew McEthan. So their quarterback tries to throw it in a danger area, and Drew makes him pay with a nice interception. Pito is going to throw it over the middle, and it's an absolute laser there for Sharon White Jr. From the 30, it's a 3rd down and 8 for the Piranhas. Pito is going to drop back, and he's got a lane if he wants it, and he's going to throw an interception. I don't know why he just never takes that open lane whenever it's there. He always wants to force the ball, and it usually ends up in interceptions. And that time it was no different, as Temple is going to take care of that. 3rd and 4 for the Owls, and they're going to hit their man over the middle, and he just went underneath our zones to get the 1st down. Here's a little play action. They're going to find their running back, and they're going to get a nice gain from that, as it was just a halfback seam route to get them good yardage. Temple is firing to their man, and we're going to undercut that route on the interception. What a great play there. And that's Drew McEthan again with his 2nd interception of the game. So they try a curl route, and Drew McEthan was having absolutely none of it, as he was on their receiver like glue. Pito dropping back, and he's going to find Alex Payne over the middle for a 1st down. Pito is going to deliver in the face of pressure, and it's going to be a nice throw there for Manu Ochi, who gets a nice gain. 3rd and 4, just inside their 30-yard line here. Piranha's threatening to put some more points on the board, as Pito is going to drop back, and he is going to roll out and deliver an incompletion. 45-yard kick upcoming for Manuel Amador. He's going to send it, and he's going to put it through, so the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 3 scores, 17-0. So their quarterback is reeling after throwing 2 interceptions on 2 possessions in a row, and they're here on a 3rd down and 9. We're sending a blitz towards him, and he is just not seeing anything well, as Eric Gooden is going to get in there for the sack, and their quarterback is just absolutely rattled right now. Piranhas start with excellent field position on their 38-yard line, and it's going to be a pass, tightly contested but caught by Marcus Harris. 3rd down situation for the Piranhas here, and we are going to go with Pito, and he is firing over the middle, and it's just an absolute strike to Nick Cummins. Pito looking, he's going to fire the slant, and it's going to be caught in heavy traffic nicely, and Marcus Harris is in the end zone for the Peteytown Piranhas. So wasn't sure if that was going to be dropped or not, but Marcus Harris just secured that catch, and we're going to go up 24-0. After another 3-and-out by our defense, the offense is starting another drive on their side of the 50. Pito's going with some play action, and it's caught by Marcus Harris. He makes some nice moves to get some yards for a 1st down. Pito is going to fire outside, and it's that man again, Marcus Harris, who's making a big play to get it inside their 10-yard line. 2nd and goal now for the Piranhas. It's going to be tossed out there to Sharon White Jr., and nobody's got their eyes on him, and the Peteytown Piranhas are going to go up 31-0 in the 1st half. Temple is throwing an interception on their 1st play of the next drive, and we got a wide open lane, and he's going to bring it back for the touchdown. Daryl Hollis just making a play out there. Their quarterback just doesn't know what to do now, and our defense is just absolutely crushing them. Daryl Hollis making a big play there, and just 38-0 in the 1st half is just something special from this team. Their man is throwing over the middle, and guess what? Another interception, this time by Eric Gooden. 4 interceptions in the first half for this defense, and they're going to set up our offense with a chance to put up even more points in the first half.
Wants to throw on first down.
Peteytown's firing a ball, and it's going to be Connor Hodge. He's breaking away, but they eventually bring him down, but not before he gets a huge gain. Peteytown with 355 yards here in the first half, just absolutely scintillating. First down and goal for the Piranhas. Peteytown is looking, he's going to find Alex Payne, and he's going to dive into the end zone, and it's 45-0 for the Peteytown Piranhas, just absolutely firing on all cylinders for this team. As we come out to kneel on it for the first half, honestly, with the score the way it is, I'm just going to let this sim to the end, and I'm going to put in some backups and even maybe some third stringers, so I'll see you guys at the end of this game. The Piranhas end their regular season with a completely dominant 59-3 win over Temple. Just absolutely fantastic effort by the guys today all around. Even got our third stringer Joshua Bobo in there for some action. So just really nice job by the Peteytown Piranhas. We ended the game with 559 total yards to their 181, while we had 50 yards rushing to their 49 and 509 passing yards, which is fantastic. And they only had 132, and they converted 4 of 17 on third down, while we were 7 of 12. And finally, we got those 4 first-half interceptions, while they also forced 2 interceptions on us. All 3 of our quarterbacks got into the game today, led by Peteytown with 362 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 questionable interception. And then David Alote had 102 with 1 touchdown, and Joshua Bobo had 45 yards and his first touchdown, but he also threw his first interception. Really not a lot to speak of in the running game, as Manu Ochi led the way with 3 carries and 16 yards, and he was tied with Greg Hayes for 4 for 16. Catching the ball, Marcus Harris had a breakout day with 9 catches, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while Connor Hodge had 7 catches for 98 yards, and Justice Vandermeid had 4 for 60 and a touchdown. Alex Payne had 5 for 60 and 2 touchdowns, and Kyrie Toon had 3 for 31 and a touchdown, with Sharon White Jr. bringing up the rear with 2 for 16 and a touchdown. Anthony Kaufman led us with 10 tackles, with 2 of those for a loss. Not a lot of sacks today, only Eric Gooden and Garrison Temple got home for sacks. Drew McEthan was a big standout on defense with 2 interceptions, while Eric Gooden and Daryl Hollis each got an interception, and of course Daryl brought his back 41 yards for a touchdown. Finally, Manuel Amador hit his only field goal attempt for 45 yards. And some recruiting news before we head out for this episode. We ended up getting that 5-star athlete Carlos Sexton to join the team, so very excited to see what he brings. And on the back of that pick 6, Daryl Hollis won the American Defensive Player of the Week. And it will be a rematch against Temple for the American Conference Championship, so hopefully we can carry over the momentum from the beatdown we just gave them to try to win the American Conference. And advancing to Conference Championship week, we brought in wide receiver Dwayne Mentor. And following Dwayne will be cornerback Lonnie Fuller. That'll do it for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to be taking on Temple for the American Conference Championship. And then based on how that goes, we'll see what we have to face in the postseason. I'll see you guys in the next video.